Was there any point in this journey that it was like, okay, this is the landmark thing that helped us really catapult financially?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, there was so many little things, you know. So in 2000, when 9/11 happened, financial setbacks, I guess you'd say, you know, the crunch was on. Had to really regroup. And so my insurance went from mom and pop insurance to big time, big boy truck insurance.
Why? Because you had more trucks?
The market hardened. And so back then was a company called Southern Guarantee. Southern Guarantee Lynn's a good guy, we'll write his insurance. Well, it wasn't profitable to write Lynn anymore.
How many trucks do you have at the time?
Probably 5, I guess.
Okay.
6.
So big business, but not just gigantic.
Yeah, no. I mean, you know, we were kind of normal, I guess you'd say. I mean, it was all light duty. I have to say that we were all light duty.
What's that mean?
Cars and pickup trucks and vans and stuff like that. No heavy duties towing, you know, tractor trailers, box trucks, or anything like that. My first good customer was Frito Lay. And it was just through a contact of a friend. He called me and quoted. And Frito Lay, we started towing for Frito Lay back in, we still to this day tow for Frito Lay. We just, from one guy, knowing a guy that lived there.
Had him for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So the economic crunch of 2001 happened.
So that really changed us. So that was a hard overcomer. So and not knocking AAA, but I went to AAA and I'm like, hey, I got to have a rate increase. My insurance just quadrupled.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, we're paying you about all we can. And so it really kind of changed my perspective back, sort of like to when that other guy, when I was like, I need to charge more money. I cut out, and I know you have to do that in business. I had to cut out. Deb came to work for me. She was a nurse. We had a lot of changes through there, but Deb came to work for me, and she was helping Miss Janie, kind of backing her up with the billing and stuff like that. We just had to regroup, I guess you'd say. Miss Janie retired. Deb stepped in the role of controller. We just had to look at our books. Well, AAA was a very high volume, low money generator.
Yeah.
And
keeping
so
the lights on type thing.
Yeah. And so, and I was very grateful. I told everybody I was going to be a billionaire one day, and I would still do AAA, but they would not budge on paying me any more money. And so I'm like, well, I hate to say this, and I was literally wanting to throw up because it's like $3,000 a month we was generating through those guys, and I just didn't know how I was going to make it without them. But I had to cut it, and we did, and we survived.
Good for you.
And so, but it took So you go to 2000 to 2007 was another kind of setback, but in those hard times, it allowed us growth. And I hate to say that, but it caused us to, anytime and I want to say this, the hardest things in life are the best things.
Sure.
The most difficult times make you shine if you don't allow it to defeat you.
Sure.